Hey guys, avsongbird here. I know it's been a long while, or quite a while, since I did an actual face-to-face vlog. I've been busy doing all my different scheduled stuff, or the things I'm trying to schedule and everything, but I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys face-to-face, so to speak, as much as we can actually talk face-to-face most of the time. But, 90% of my time, 90% of my life, 90% of what I've got going on revolves around my husband, my stepsons, my dogs, my house, my family life. For the last several years, 90% of who I've been and 90% of what I've done with my time has been very much wrapped up in taking care of my family, my dogs, my house, everything that entails. And being so busy, being caught up with taking care of everyone else in my life and kind of not taking care of myself as much as I'd like to, and kind of ignoring myself for the fact, I almost said for the sake, for the fact, so it almost came together in being fake, but for the sake of the fact of taking care of everyone else in my life, and when it came to me being myself, I always kind of waited until my stepsons were off with their real mom, and real mom as in biological mom, because we have split custody. So when my stepsons are off with their mom and when my husband's at work, when the house was spotless and the garden was done, when the dogs were taken care of, I had a few precious hours every night that I got to sit down and actually not just be the housewife and the wife and the stepmom, that's so busy taking care of everyone. I got to actually take a few hours and work on my writing or my songs or watch my movies or, now getting up and doing my running. And that was the time where I actually got to pull off all my other hats and just be the person I was deep down at the core of everything. So me coming out of it and realizing that I needed to take time to be myself too, and starting this blog and starting this channel and starting to do all of these things with my writing and to share it with you guys, it's my way of getting to be me and to share it with you guys. It's me giving myself the chance to actually be who I am and kind of focus on that and see if there's anything I have to offer as far as writing and entertaining and, being able to share that with others. So I found myself starting to stress about my channel and the fact that, my schedule's not always concrete. My schedule kind of changes up, and I don't want to upset people and have them show up, well, you were supposed to post this video on this date, what the hell happened? Or you were supposed to do this on this date, what the hell happened? This channel and this blog, because I post my videos on my blog and my YouTube, are my way of expressing myself, my way of sharing my writing and my point of view and my gaming and my music and everything with you guys, and getting a chance to be myself and hopefully to leave something behind that'll either touch other people or that will affect other people or inspire other people, because I want to leave something behind when I'm gone, I told my husband, I love my stepsons dearly. I love them as much as they are my own sons, but too, not having the chance to have kids of my own, they've got their mother and their father in their life. I'm their stepmom, but, I wanted to leave something behind, and not being able to have kids of my own biologically, I wanted to leave something behind. And like I said, I love my stepsons dearly. I love them like they're my own sons. I couldn't love them more if they were my own sons. But I wanted to leave something behind, to kind of show that I was here in the first place. Because living out where I am, I live in a smallish town. It's not quite a Mayberry. It's not quite a Woodbury, for those of you that know I'm a Walking Dead fan. But it's a smallish town, There's not a lot of openings out here for creative people. There's not a lot of outlets for creative people. And I don't mind living a small life. I could live the rest of my life small and being just the housewife and the stepmom and doing my writing in private and, live out a smallish life where most people don't know I was here. And I'd be fine with that because at least I'd be taking care of my family and I'd have freedom to write and I'd be happy with that. But there's a part of me that's always wanted to get my writing out there and to actually get to share it with people and leave some kind of positive mark on this world, to help others and to show that I did exist, that I was here. So, yeah, I don't always share things according to schedule. I do kind of share whatever's in my head at the time that I come up with, because for those of you that know me, I am an amateur songwriter. I am an amateur sometimes singer. I'm a poet. I'm a lyricist. I write songs, stories, poems. I love games. I love movies. I'm a Walking Dead fan from hell. I'm a long-term Arthurian fan, of all the Arthur and the medieval and Renaissance things. I kind of share whatever's in my head at the time. And when you guys come up to me with suggestions, I like to share what you guys suggest, when it coincides, and when there's people that want to work with me on the gaming or the writing, or want to do questions and challenge videos and stuff. I love to do that. I was talking to my husband about it over dinner last night, because we actually went out to dinner. Doesn't happen all the time, I know. But we sat down and I told him, I've always been a writer. Since I was 8 years old, I've always been a writer. When people were going out and playing or trying out for sports teams, when kids were going out having fun and being social, I was cooped up in my room and locked away. I spent so much of my spare time working on perfecting my craft and wanting to be a better writer every day than I was the day before. And I told him, sitting down and writing a story and putting it out to get published without being able to talk to people about what you work on and everything. You sit down and it's a very isolating process to write most of the time. You sit down and you write this thing, you get it done, you get it finished, and you put it out. And while you're writing it, you're going through all of these things in your story. And then when you finish your story, your poem, your song, your whatever you're working on, and then you put it out for other people to look at, well, by then for you, it's over. It's finished. It's done. You've gone through that process and you're recovering now. And the people that are reading your work afterwards are experiencing what you experienced going through the writing phase. And for them, it's going on right now as they're reading it, but it's already over for you. So you have this disconnect. And you're going through the process, you know what it means to you, but you don't know what it'll mean to them. And yes, someday I would love to be a published writer, an actual published writer with more than poetry in a book. I would love to have, different stories or poems or songs of mine actually out there and published in print so I could walk by and see it in the store window. That would be awesome, or hear it on the radio, or look up and see that I wrote a story that becomes a movie or something, but starting to write and post on my blogs, stories that I write exclusively for my blogs and my YouTube, is amazing, because I started writing them and then posting things online for you guys to look at. And I write it and post it online, and then while I'm still in the recovery phase, while it's still fresh in my mind and it's still open and very present and very ongoing for me, you guys sit and comment back and tell me what you like, what you don't. You guys come back to me and tell me what it means to you and what you think the characters mean and what the story means and what's happening means. And it makes it so interactive and so much fun, because while it's still going on and very present for me, you guys come back and it's very present for you too. So it makes it more of an interactive process, and it makes the writing not as isolated. And the cool thing is, there's people that have done fan art, there's people that are coming back to me and saying they want to write with me. There's people that are coming back to me, and the idea of taking that writing from the flat words on the page, yeah, that's the poem I posted today, and making it this interactive thing and putting it on my YouTube channel, it's giving me different aspects of the writing I never would have thought of. The idea of taking it from flat words on the page and maybe one day acting it out and playing it out and doing it as skits, or taking it and getting together with animators to make it an animated short, or to get together with people and make it into a comic, or the idea of having other people take my stories and run with it to either, do something live action or to do it as a project, and having people take my songs and go, okay, I want to sing these, I want to work with you, or I want to write backgrounds with you. It makes the idea of becoming not just a writer, but an actual entertainer and someone that is creating more than flat words on a page. It makes it seem more attainable. So I'm learning how to do things, and the idea of getting into a more creative field and being able to do more with what I've done, it makes all those years of being isolated and locked away in my room, working on my craft and, The idea that I never leave the house without a notebook, the idea that, all of this could be something, the idea that I was given this gift for a reason, it makes it mean something. So I'm sorry about this being a ramble, but I wanted to let you guys know where my head was. And without you guys, I would still be the girl locked away in my room for hours on end, alone, working on these stories and poems and songs that would never be heard, that might never go anywhere, and I could go through the rest of my life being just the housewife and the stepmom and not being the writer that I've always been. So getting the chance to share these with you guys and to see where it could take me, because before I started all of this, I knew where my life was going. I was always just going to be the stepmom and the housewife that wrote in her spare time. And then when I was gone, all that writing would have been for nothing. I never would have got to share it with anyone, and I knew where my life would always go. But the idea now that I don't know where it's going and that I don't know where the writing could take me or who I could end up working with or what it could end up being other than just being black and white flat words on a page, that excites the hell out of me. So I did want to make a vlog today to thank you guys. And I know I was supposed to put up the Walking Dead review today. I'm still working on that one because I'm still working on my format. But, this channel is me getting to be me, and I wanted to thank you guys for giving me the chance to do that because I do have more of you following me now and wanting to work with me and interacting with me on my writing, telling me what you like, what you don't, and getting to know me as a person. I've always been the same person. I'm never going to change, even if my writing does take off and go somewhere and I get to work with people on it and do something with it. I always want to be who I am. I forgot that for a long time, who I was, because I was so busy being everything for everyone else, I wasn't being me. And I don't ever want to forget who I am again. So I want to thank you guys for sharing your time with me, and I want to thank you for being patient with me and getting the fact that I don't always go to schedule, because like I said, 90% of my time is wrapped up in my family, and the 10% of the time I can focus on my writing and my gaming and my reviews and my channel and my blog and everything and all the stuff I share with you guys when my family's off doing their own thing. That's when I get to be me, not just the me that takes care of them. This is who I am. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. And I'm sorry it's a ramble, but like I said, I hadn't been face to face to talk with you guys for a little bit, and I wanted to talk to you for a little bit. So this has been AV Songbird. I don't know if I did my introduction right. It just kind of, I had so much to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. And as always, I thank you for tuning in and checking this out. So yeah, bye guys.